Hello, Rama Pupote. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with the next ashram cook, Santa Mal. We now come to Santa Mal, with whom I have had the privilege of moving very closely. Though I cannot claim that at that time I understood her greatness, I now realize how blessed I was to have her satsang. It was only after reading Maurice Friedman's manuscripts that I could comprehend her spiritual grandeur. Bhagavan came down from Kanda Ashramam to Ramana Ashramam in 1922. At that time, there were only 4 or 5 residents, including Bhagavan's brother Chinnaswamy, who was the head cook from 1922 to 1928. Others would come and help for a few days at a time and then return home. Santamal came in 1928 to Ramana Ashramam to assist Chinnaswamy and never left. Santamal was a widow who had lost her husband as well as her 3 sons. She was left with only one daughter, who she gave in marriage with great difficulty. Tragically, during childbirth, she also died. Santamal was left with no one and nothing to hold on to. Being utterly poor, she went to various relatives' houses to assist in the kitchen. One day, in her brother in law's house, in the midst of boiling rice, she felt an inner prompting. What are you doing with yourself? Your children are dead. Why have you forced on yourself these responsibilities? Whom are you serving? Who are you? These were not thoughts but her future guru's commandment that she was feeling so intensely. She left her brother in law's house and went to Ramanathapuram, where her friend Muruganar was staying. Upon entering his house, she went into his room and saw Bhagavan's picture for the first time. It captivated and beckoned her. Here is my God, she thought. How is it that I did not know about him until now? She yearned to go to Arunachala, but alas, she did not have enough money for the journey. Fortunately, in 1927, a group of people from Ramanathapuram were going to Arunachala for the Kartigai festival. They gave her money for her ticket and took her along. She arrived in Arunachala and stayed for 40 days along with the group. Every day she went to Ramana Ashramam and basked in the presence of Bhagavan. She prayed, "The dream of my life has come true. Today I am blessed, for here is my God. In your presence I am in heaven. But when I am away, grant me that my mind troubles me no more." Bhagavan, being shy by nature, turned to Muruganar, who was standing next to him, and said, "Ask her to find out whether there is such a thing as mind. If so, what is it? Its form? Does it have a moustache and a beard?" Hearing this, Santamal stood still. Muruganar had to intervene and said, "Do you not recognize that Bhagavan has initiated you into the search of the self?" She could not immediately grasp the deep spiritual content of the statement, but she was overwhelmed by a feeling of immense devotion and started singing a verse from Ramana Stuti Panchakam. The meaning of the verse is, "O Bhagavan, your spiritual splendor fills the universe with its fragrant perfume." Attracted by the aroma, numerous beings turned their heart to you. I too grew restless and sought you eagerly. "Where is he?" I inquired, and now I have come to you. The beauty of this verse, written by Satyamangalam Venkatarama Iyer at Virupaksha cave in the 1910s is how aptly it fit her situation. This verse applied not only to Santamal but applies to each one of us as well. In the now, we have this opportunity to be in contact with Bhagavan. He is nothing other than the inner silence, the direct experience of the self. When Santamal went to take leave of Bhagavan, he said, Upatesa Saram, her book containing 30 verses of the essential teaching, is coming tomorrow. If you stay one more day, I will give you this book. She stayed one more day and got her copy of Upadesa Saram from Bhagavan. At the time of her departure, Santamal started crying profusely. Bhagavan consoled her, saying, Do not cry. You are not leaving Arunachala. Go and come soon. Unfortunately, Santamal could not return to Arunachala for 1 year. Meanwhile, in Santamal's absence, preparations were underway for the celebration of Bhagavan's Jayanti birthday. Calling the Sarvadhikari, Bhagavan asked him to send an invitation to Santamal. At the time, Santamal was a nobody, a poor, uncared for widow. Santamal was deeply moved by the master's concern in bridging the gap between the guru and disciple. She begged for money and finally came to the ashram in 1928 for good. When she entered, Bhagavan was explaining உள்ளது 40 verses on reality. That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupotu.